Okay, greetings to you, my learners, and I welcome you to my science class. Okay, so today I have a question which is specifically under physics. Okay, so as I said, um, I want to teach you how to answer examination questions. So these are the questions that usually comes from measurements and quantities as a topic in physics. So let us quickly go through the question and see how we can answer this examination question. Describe briefly how you can measure the volume of an irregular shaped object such as a stone. That is for marks. Then B, state one possible source of error in your description. 1 mark. Then C, how can you avoid the source of error? Another 1 mark. Okay, so now how do we answer such questions? So let us go to solution and see how we can answer this question. So question 1A, here they are telling us to actually describe how we can find the volume of an irregular object. So the first thing that you must understand here is that the shape, I mean, when they say the object of an irregular shape, this is the object which has got, which doesn't have the definite shape. For example, a stone. Okay, a stone. If you look at a stone doesn't have a what? A definite shape. Hence, we call that one to be an irregular shape. And when it comes to finding the volume of such object, it is not very easy actually to use the rule whereby you just measure the length and the height, then you come up with the volume. It is not easy for that. So now we are taught to describe how we can now find the volume of that particular object. Here, thing that you must put in place when finding the volume of irregular shape, first of all, 1, you should have the measuring cylinder. 2, you should have water in that particular measuring cylinder. 3, you should also have a string, okay, a thread, so that you can tie that same irregular object. Okay, so these are some of the things you should put in place for you to do what? To measure the volume of that particular object. So now, here, according to the way we are supposed to answer this question, we need now to describe. So when in description, you are going to say, you are first of all going to get that same irregular object, then you tie, okay? You tie to a string, okay? So once you tie to a string, you are now going to get the measuring cylinder, which already have water, okay? Now, before lowering that particular object in that particular cylinder, first of all, you have to measure the volume of that water, and you are going to give that volume as the initial volume, okay, which is represented by letter V1. Okay, then thereafter, that's when you lower now the an irregular object with the same string. You hold on the string, then you lower bit by bit, not until it sinks down there at the bottom of the measuring cylinder. The moment you do that, you notice that water will start now displaying. Okay, water level will rise. Okay, the water level will rise. So once the water level rises, and now it means you are now going again to measure the volume of where water has reached. Okay, so when you measure that one, that will be your final volume, which is representing volume 2. Okay, so now having known the first volume, and the second volume, then you are going now to subtract. Okay, you will subtract the the initial volume from the final volume, which is volume 2. So the formula now will be like V2 minus V1, and the result that you get will be your volume of the object. So this is how we find the object of which has got the irregular shape. Yes. So now let me put some of the points that I've prepared for you as I've explained, so that you'll be able now to do what? To actually go through them. Okay. So what you do is, as I was saying, the first one, you are going to get the irregular object and tie it to a string you are now describing. Okay, you tie it to a string. Okay, then after tying, then you do what? You lower it in a measuring cylinder containing water. Okay, then containing water. Hence, we are saying hence water level will rise. Water level will rise. Okay, to a new level. To a new level. Okay, with a volume. And you are going to name this one as volume what? 2, as I was saying. So now to find, then you say in your description, to find the volume, how to find the volume of the object of the volume, to find the volume of the object, volume of the object, subtract the initial volume from the final volume. Okay, which is as I indicated here, V2 minus V3. Okay, so that is the way to go. So having done this, it means now you have actually explained, or rather described, how you can measure that particular volume of the object. Thank you so very much for your cooperation. Pay attention for the next question, which is question B now. Okay. So now when we come to question B. Question B is saying, state one possible source of error in your description. Just one possible source of error in my description. Remember here, in our description here, I was actually talking about the string, okay, that you are supposed to tie to a particular object, that irregular object, then you lower it into order. So one possible source of error in that particular description is that when we use when use the thick string will cause an error, will cause an error. In which way? When you use the thick string, okay? So that string, when you tie it to an irregular object, so as you are lowering it, the water which will display, okay? The water which will rise, because of that heaviness of the same string, it will add weight to that particular object, and therefore the level of water or the water that will rise will not be the exact of an irregular object. Instead, even the same string will add, okay, some heaviness there. So as a result, we are going to have the error volume. Okay, so the other one, we can also have the source of error, but remember here we are taught just to write one, because you can even look at the mark there. There is only one mark. Now, I just want to add on for your own information, for the sake of your broad knowledge. So the other one that you can identify there, the source of error, is on the issue of the measuring cylinder. Okay, so when you get a measuring cylinder, then you put it on a slope, okay, slope surface, you automatically find that when you put water in there, now the way you are going to lead, it is not good. The reading that you are going to get when you put the measuring cylinder on a slope surface, it is not going to be the correct one. Okay, then again, the other one, let me put that one also here so that you can actually be going through it. So when using the surface which is slope, okay, when you use the surface which is slope, you put the measuring cylinder there, automatically you are going to get the wrong volume. Why? Because it will be like this. Okay, then the other thing, when taking measurement, okay, on the volume part, make sure you target the bottom meniscus. Okay, you look at the bottom meniscus. Once you look at the top meniscus, you are going to get the wrong the wrong measurement. So it's very important that you put those into consideration as you are trying to measure the volume of an irregular object. Thank you so very much for your cooperation.